good, my YouTube fam? So I wanted to make this vlog to let you guys know what the results of my show were, and just to overall give you kind of a summary and just a little bit of a reflection of my prep and my show day and what is next. So as you all can see from the title of the vlog, obviously the results of the show did not go as I had originally wanted them to. The official results did come in, so I ended up placing in 6th in all of my classes, True Novice, Novice, and Open. Now that's first callouts, but that is the end of first callouts, and it also is not a national qualification, which is what I was aiming to do. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of a background of my prep, I moved to Houston in the beginning of March, and I dove into a prep the week after I moved here because I knew that I wanted to prep once I moved here, but I did want it to be on the quicker end of a prep because I wanted to just be able to go out and experience Houston and go downtown and try the food and different things like that and just like experience the city that I had just moved to, right? So when my coach and I picked a show, we knew that it was going to be a short prep. That is what I signed up for. Now, that being said, it was a much more aggressive prep because we were on a shorter amount of time. Now, that being said, as we were coming up to the show, my body did start responding a lot better as we were getting closer. We were really waiting for my hamstrings and my glutes to come in, and we kind of came to the realistic conclusion together that my hamstrings and my glutes were not going to be as good as they could be if we had had more time. But that being said, I wasn't like not stage ready by any means. It was like, okay, if we had had more time, I probably would be able to place a little bit better, but that was just what we were working with. That is what I chose. My prep was about 14 weeks long. We dove hard, we got aggressive, we bumped the cardio, we dropped the food aggressively. I still just wasn't shaping up in the, it was literally just a matter of time. Like, I just needed more time. But like I said, wasn't not stage ready. Like, it was still like, no, let's go battle it out, qualify for nationals, and then moving forward, we can see what the judges say, and then just kind of go from there and feel out what the next step is going to be. All of peak week, I'm feeling amazing, like fucking amazing. I'm waking up every morning, new lows, feeling flat, tightening up, filling out, just like looking and feeling so good. Like every day I was like, I feel great, like my body feels good, like I feel like I'm gonna be like, I'm ready to do this shit. Like the morning before my show was like the best that I had ever looked. I woke up on Friday morning, was like, this is it, like it's happening, let's do the damn thing. And as you guys saw on my Instagram caption, if you do not follow me on Instagram, you can go ahead and check it out if you want a little bit more details. But essentially what happened was, you know, you're filling out leading up to peak week, you're eating more food because you're trying to get more full, you're trying to fill your muscles out, and I woke up a little bit too full. Like I was spilled over in the wrong areas. Like the lines that were even coming in on my hamstrings and glutes were kind of more watery. I felt like my stomach was holding on to water. I just woke up feeling super off. And to go through 4 months of sacrifice, of giving up food, of giving up going out, of giving up so much, of surviving on low energy, of so much sacrifice and discipline and cardio sessions and lifts where you're feeling drained and just like pouring so much of yourself into something, for you to wake up on the morning of and not feel your best, to wake up on the morning of and be like, damn, I looked better yesterday. Like, I can't really express the heartbreak in that. Like, it was really fucking hard when I woke up the morning of my show. But that being said, this day was something that I was looking so forward to, was working so hard for, and you guys know me, like, I'm gonna keep the good vibes going. So, you know, I had this in the back of my head that I wasn't really looking my best, but I was like, I've worked so hard for this day. I've been so excited for this day. All my teammates are here. Like, this is gonna be a good time. This is gonna be an amazing day, and we're gonna just keep riding through it. We're gonna just keep going and see what happens. Your body changes by the meal sometimes on show day, so it's like, let's see what happens, let's see what pops off. Hold on, we gotta run this shit back real quick because I'm editing this vlog right now. Hello. Clearly it is later because I'm wearing something completely different to look different, but as I'm editing, I'm realizing I left out a very crucial story. Like, y'all gotta know. So we are gonna take a brief intermission and enter in this clip. So when we're standing in line getting ready to go on stage, we bring back shakers of salt so we can just take a couple clicks to the dome ski if we need to, get a quick pump before we go on stage. So I'm about to get on stage for the first time ever, like true novice. I'm in line, minutes from getting on stage. I'm holding my salt shaker and I'm standing there waiting. It's about to be our turn to go on. And what's the first superstition you ever learn about? Spilling salt. So I'm standing there about to go on, holding my salt shaker, and what do? I drop the salt shaker on the ground, completely shatters, like salt everywhere. Glass shards all over the place. They had to come get a cleaning crew to clean it up. And you guys probably know, like, the way to overcome and beat and counteract the superstition is you take some of the salt and then you throw it over your shoulder. So I shit you not, I was not playing around. I got down on the ground as they're going to clean it up, picked up some of the salt, threw it over my shoulder, and was like, I'm so sorry, like I had to. So just shit that happens to Carly. There was a little bit of a premonition that things might not be going the way that we wanted them to. Like I was trying to ignore this sign, but I mean, my entire shaker of salt shattered on the ground. So we were trying to ignore it, but we may have had some kind of inkling of where this was going to go this day. Just had to throw that in there, could not leave that out. We are back to regular scheduled programming right now. Got on stage, had the best time for all of my classes, and you know, we kind of realized, like, you know, what I was thinking in my head was obviously true, because, you know, I was getting placed towards the end of the lineup, which means that you're placing in the end of the class. So, you know, it was kind of just really heartbreaking to know that it was like I didn't bring my best. Like I knew that I wasn't bringing my best to the stage, and like even when I was standing up there and soaking all in and having a good time, I was like, man, in the back of my head I was like, oh, like if I had just looked like how I looked when I woke up yesterday. Like it was just really hard going through the day like that. But again, like, had a blast. It was, yeah, you guys saw in my last vlog, we were riding out. It was a great time. We got to finals and the end of the show. I actually didn't go back up for finals because I didn't place in the top 3, and that was when I realized that I was the only person on my team out of 11 people who had competed on my team. I was the only one that didn't go back up for finals. I was the only one that didn't place, and I was the only one that didn't walk away with a medal. So now you can imagine the show's over, the hypeness is over. I'm feeling away. Like I am feeling the feels. I felt angry, I felt crushed, I felt like I was grieving, I felt embarrassed for a second, and it was just like so many emotions in one day, because it's like, you know, the placing doesn't take away all the hard work that I put in. The placing doesn't take away, you know, the fact that I know that I looked better yesterday. That doesn't mean anything or take anything away, but like still to have that feeling inside of you where you like, it wasn't my best, and I know that I had more in me, and I know that I had more potential to give and to show and to showcase. It was just really, really challenging. At the end of my show, I did end up getting a little bit emotional. My coach pulled me aside and we talked a little bit. I mean, he talked, I was kind of just crying, but he was saying, let's give you a 2-week diet break and then we'll get you back on stage and get you the placing that you deserve. In that very moment, I didn't say it at the time because I was so emotional, but in that moment, in my head, I was like, fuck that. I am never doing that shit again. I can't believe I did all of this just for one day, and then that day come and then it not even go the way that I wanted it to or go the way that I expected. Like in that very moment I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like what? But then time passed, had my post-show fun, and you know, just kind of got all the emotions out and just enjoyed the rest of my night. By the next morning I was already calling my coach, like asking, you know, like what his thoughts were about me getting back on stage again and prepping, because I just, to come so far and to come so close and to know that there's still potential inside of me here, like there had to be a reason that I lost. There had to be a reason that I was the only person on my team that didn't place. Like there had to be a reason why all of this happened. And there was definitely a lot of moments where, you guys know I'm into manifesting, you guys know I'm big into the universe, and you know, obviously I was manifesting winning this show every single day. So there were a lot of moments where I was just questioning the universe, like why would this happen? Why me? Like if the universe really wants me to win, like why would the universe let this happen? And you know, it really came down to, we're not on our time. It doesn't matter how bad I wanted to win that show. That wasn't my show to win. And even though like in that moment, obviously I'm allowed to grieve. It was literally like you're like grieving a loss of something. It was allowed to suck in that moment. I had to come back to the reality that it's not about what I want, and it's not about being on my time. I lost this show for a reason. This wasn't my win for a reason. I woke up watery for a reason. I was the only person on my team that didn't place for a reason. There's something bigger and there's something greater for me still out there that I have to fulfill, and I needed this loss to really come to the conclusion that I'm not the person that's just gonna be like, no, fuck that, and walk away. You can either waste your potential or use your potential. There's only 2 options, so which one are you gonna choose? Like, I'm gonna choose to maximize on my potential. For the first 3 days after my show, I was all over the place emotionally. Finally, I was like, I'm just gonna take a couple days, let this all marinate, and then we will decide in a few days. I had all these different voices kind of pulling me in all these directions. Like there were so many different things that were running through my head, and I'm an overthinker to the max, okay? Like, I already be overthinking everything. So in my head, I'm like, man, I told these people that I would go visit. Oh man, there's all these food spots I said I wanted to try that now I'm not gonna be able to try if I go back on prep. Oh this, oh that, oh but what about all the plans? What about all the things I was looking forward to doing? What if I don't see this through? I'm never gonna be able to live with myself if I don't maximize on my full potential. But you know, I'm still proud of myself, but also like, fuck, I can still keep going. Like, there were just so like chat 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 in my ear. And what I really had to die down all the noise and come to the conclusion of was, there's two options. Do I want to compete and keep going, or do I want to stop? Those are the two options. And what I ended up choosing was, I'm gonna keep going, because I know that I had more to give and more of this prep to show on stage. I said on the phone to my coach, I was like, I just cannot walk away from this. I can't walk away from this. And I know it's not about having anything to prove to anybody else or even myself. It's just the knowing that like there's more, and I'm gonna keep going. So with that being said, we are back on prep in this bitch 3.5 weeks out, baby. I have a show that I'm actually gonna be traveling back towards my hometown for. So my mom lives in Maryland still. That's where I'm originally from. One of the things that I really wanted to do after my show was to go visit my mom for a weekend. So this is really perfect because I'll get to go see her, spend my peak week with her, and then she'll get to see me compete, and then I'll have a couple days at home after to spend time with her and spend time with my friends from home. So I'm gonna do my peak week from my house in Maryland, and then we are gonna go over an hour to Virginia to compete there. So with that being said, my show is on July 31st. It is the NPC Clash of the Titans. I just already feel so good about it. Like, as soon as I decided I was gonna be prepping again, I was like, this is right. Like, this is the right thing. I just felt that wave of intuition flow through me. So I'm so excited to see this through. I'm so excited to keep going. I know that this emotional roller coaster that I went through these last couple of days and my loss is going to turn into a gain. I have to trust that. Anything that you go through, you are going through for a reason. So that is where we are at with that, and I'm just looking at this as an opportunity. Like, even though it really sucked in the moment, and it was allowed to suck, like my feelings were valid, but we can turn it around now and look at, now I have another opportunity to get on stage and do something I love. Now I have an opportunity to take what I've learned from that last prep and use it in this next one and just become better every time. Like, one thing that I really think that was the problem for me was I was getting so attached to one outcome of this show rather than just being like, okay, you know, this is something that happened. Now what can I learn and how can I grow and how can I get better from this? So I just know that everything is happening for a reason, and I trust that in my life. So we are still pushing through. We are still prospering on this prep, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna get to take you guys through more prep vlogs, continue this prep series, and take you to my next show. So it's gonna be a good time. We get more content, we get more vlogs, and we get another backstage show day, and we get more post-show treats. It's everything is exactly how it needs to be. I just wanted to give you guys a whole rundown and summary and just a more in-depth explanation on my YouTube of what went down at my show and what is going to be happening in the future. So let's keep this thing going, y'all. And guys, just remember, like, take something from this vlog, even if it's obviously not related in competition prep, if it's something in your life, right? Something in your life that you might be struggling with, that you might be going through, that you don't understand right now, that even in the moment right now, it's really hard and you're struggling. There is always something on the other side. There is always a reason that's going to reveal itself, even if you can't see it right now, even if it just really sucks right now, that's okay. You're allowed to feel that, but just know that turnaround is going to happen. The divine timing of your life is perfect, and you're gonna have that aha moment when it comes, and you're gonna be like, oh, that's why I went through what I went through. That's why I struggled really hard with this. That's why this happened, even though it really sucked. It's all happening for you, not to you. So thank you all for just being along this ride, this crazy ride that this has been. My goodness, I did not think we were gonna keep going, but we are back in this bitch. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube if you have not already so you can keep up with the continued prep series. We're gonna keep this thing going. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for the support, and I will see you in the next vlog.